This is Math 83, Unit 3, Lesson 4. We're going to simplify a polynomial, then we're going to write it in descending order. Descending order just means we're going to write it with the highest power first and go down from there. So we're going to start with 4a to the third because that's the highest power we have, and that can combine with 3a cubed. They're like terms because they both have an a cubed. We only need to add the numbers in front, so 4 plus 3 is 7, and it stays a cubed. The numbers in front are called the coefficients. Then we'll look at our a squares. We have a negative 8a squared. We don't have anyone to combine that with, so we can just bring that down. We can look at our a's. 17a doesn't have anyone to combine with, so we just bring him down. And then we can look at our constants. We can combine those. 7 plus 3, 10. In number 2, we're going to start with the highest power, which is x cubed. We don't have anyone to combine that with, so we'll just bring them down. Then we're going to look at our x squared terms. We have a 5x squared and a 2x squared. We can add those together. That's a 7x squared. Then we have our x terms. Negative 6x doesn't have anyone to combine with, so we'll just bring him down. And then we can combine the constants together. 16 minus 1 is 15. Here again, we can combine our highest power, which is 7g squared, with a minus g squared. That's going to give us a 6g squared. Next, we can combine our g's. We have a negative 4g minus 2g. That's negative 6g. And then we'll combine our constants. A negative 12 plus 7 will give us minus 5. 9c cubed can combine with minus 6c cubed. That gives us a 3c cubed. Then we're going to look at our c squares. We can combine those two together. A negative 3c squared plus 16c squared gives us a 13c squared. 28c doesn't have anyone to combine with, so we just bring them down as 28c. And then we can combine plus 2 and get plus 4. Now we're going to evaluate a polynomial. If we know that x is negative 5, we can substitute negative 5 in place of x. So right here we have an x squared. We're going to plug in negative 5 in parentheses in place of x. And then we're going to plug it into this x as well. And then we're going to rewrite the rest. Now we're going to use the order of operations. In order of operations, we always do our parentheses first, then our exponents, then all of our multiplication and division from left to right, and then all of our addition and subtraction from left to right. So we're going to take care of this exponent first. Negative 5 all squared is 25. Now we're going to take care of any multiplication or division in order from left to right. Here we have a multiplication, so 25 minus 30 minus 3. And now we can add or subtract in order from left to right. So 25 minus 30 is negative 5. Negative 5 minus 3 is negative 8. We're going to take our negative 3 and we're going to put it each place we see x. There's a negative out front, so we're going to rewrite that. And in parentheses, we're going to substitute negative 3 in place of x. And we're going to put it in this x as well. Now with our order of operations, we're going to take care of our parentheses first. Inside parentheses, we don't have anything going on, so we'll go to our exponents. We have an exponent here. We'll take care of that first. So we leave the negative out front and we evaluate negative 3 all to the third power, and that's going to be negative 27. I'm going to rewrite the rest. Now I'm going to go back and do any multiplication or division in order from left to right. I can take care of this. A negative 27 is a positive 27. And then I'll come and take care of this one. A negative 4 times negative 3 is a positive 12. And then when we add in order from left to right. 27 plus 12 will give us 39, plus 8 gives us 47. Now when we add or subtract polynomials, we're going to clear the parentheses first, and we see there's a negative right here in front of this parentheses, and that just means a negative 1. And that means we're going to have to distribute that negative 1 to both terms inside of the parentheses. So we want to rewrite it as 3x, and then a negative 1 times 7x is going to be a minus 7x, and a negative 1 times y is going to be a minus y. Now we want to combine like terms. Here are only like terms, so we add the numbers in front, or in this case subtract the numbers in front. 3x minus 7x, negative 4x, and then y doesn't have anyone to combine with, so we'll just bring him down. And the next one here, we have parentheses, but we have no number in front. It would just be a 1 in front of both of those parentheses, and this is a plus 1, so it doesn't change anything inside the parentheses. So we can just rewrite it without parentheses. And now we're going to combine like terms. We'll start with the highest power, which is x squared. It doesn't have anyone to combine with, so we'll just bring him down. We'll combine the x terms. Negative 7x plus 7x means no more x's, so that's 0 x's. And then we'll combine our negative 7 minus 1 and get minus 8. Now here we have nothing in front of this parenthesis, so it'd just be 1, so we can just bring that down. But here we have a minus 1 that we need to distribute to both of these terms. And so we can rewrite this as a negative 1 times negative 6y will be a plus 6y, and then a negative 1 times 4 will be a minus 4. Now we can combine like terms. Our 6y squared doesn't have anyone to combine with, so we'll just bring them down. 8y and 6y can combine and be 14y. And then our constants, negative 3 minus 4, will give us a minus 7. This first polynomial doesn't have a number in front to distribute, so I'm going to just go ahead and bring it down. And now we have to distribute this negative to all three terms in the second polynomial. So a negative 1 times 7x squared gives us here a minus 7x squared. And the next one would be minus 5x. And then we'd get a plus 3. Now we're going to combine like terms. So 5x cubed doesn't have anyone to combine with, so we just bring them down. The x squared doesn't have anyone to combine with, so we'll just bring him down. And now we combine the x terms. We have a minus 8x and a minus 5x. That gives us a minus 13x. And then we can combine our constants of plus 4 and plus 3 and give us a plus 7. Now I'd like you to try numbers 11 and 12 on your own. Pause this video and then come back and check your answers. Here are the answers to numbers 11 and 12. Now we're going to find the sum of these two monomials. Sum means plus, so we're just going to add the two monomials together. Now we can only add them together if the variables are exactly the same. So this a squared b cubed c to the fifth has to be exactly the same in this term to be able to add them together. And they are, so we can just add the numbers in front. 9 plus a negative 12 is going to be a negative 3a squared b cubed c to the fifth. Now the difference means to subtract, and that means we're going to subtract negative 8x to the 8th y to the 4th z and negative 6x to the 8th y to the 4th z. Whenever we subtract a negative, we can zip-zap it and it becomes plus a positive. And we can only add these two together if the variable part is exactly the same, which they are. They're both x to the 8th, y to the 4th, z. So we just add the numbers in front, and negative 8 and 6 gives us a negative 2, and we keep the variable part the same. Now we're going to solve the following equations. A number is doubled and then increased by 9. So a number being doubled would look like 2x. Increased by means plus, and then we're increasing it by 9, so plus 9. The result is 89, so that's all going to equal 89. And to solve an equation, we have to subtract 9 from both sides, and we get 2x is equal to 80, and then we're going to divide both sides by 2, so x is going to be 40. So our number is going to be 40. When 6 times a number is decreased by 9, so 6 times a number looks like 6x. Decreased means to subtract. We're subtracting 9. The result is 15. That's going to equal 15. We're going to add 9 to both sides, and we're going to get 6x equal to 24. And then we can divide both sides by 6 and get x is equal to 4. So our number is 4.